Tonight on Alaska's news source, police in Fairbanks investigate what they're calling an illegal gambling operation, how much money they seized. Plus, musicians coming together to support Western Alaska storm survivors. And a wintry mix is headed into southwest Alaska with some impacts into portions of southeast and south central.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
5 people were arrested in Fairbanks last night after officers investigated what the Fairbanks Police Department is calling an illegal gambling operation. FPD said officers found numerous casino-style fish table machines and fire Kieran gambling games at 2 businesses. They seized more than $55,000 in equipment, $45,000 in cash, along with other things. We have more details on our website. And we have an update to the police situation we first brought you last weekend. Yesterday, a grand jury indicted Luke Simonson for the shooting death of 45-year-old Timothy Grodier. Simonson has been charged with murder and assault. We want to clarify some confusing information in our late edition broadcast last night. Simonson is facing assault charges. He is accused of pointing a gun at Grodier's wife, not his own. We apologize for the error. Also in a story on the late edition last night, Caden McIntosh was sentenced for his role in Cynthia Hoffman's 2019 death. We incorrectly said 5 teens tied her up. However, only 4 people were convicted in her murder, and only 2 were convicted of being there at the time of the killing. We also said Darren Schillmiller, who was one of the 4 convicted, orchestrated the murder. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of solicitation to commit murder in the first degree. We apologize for those errors. And the Halong benefit concert we told you about last weekend has kicked off at Willowa Social. The fundraiser is bringing together musicians from all over the state like H3, Roland Roberts Band, and the Hope Social Club. The event is touted as family-friendly. Some arts and crafts have been set up as entertainment along with the music. The event runs well into the night as all proceeds are going to the Western Alaska Relief Fund put together by Alaska Community Foundation. And a low-pressure system has formed in the Bering Sea. Bailey Braun is here to tell us what this storm will bring.
Thank you, Michaela. Yeah, this storm is forming in the Bering Sea. We've been looking at this all week long, and this is really going to impact mostly the Aleutian chain as well as some areas towards the Bristol Bay, such as Dillingham. So just looking at these graphics, I thought this was really interesting, but just with our temperature trend, you'll see moving along the Alaska Peninsula, moving up to Bethel, that highlighted green area, that's where we're going to see warmer temperatures moving in. So that's one impact that this storm will bring, is those warmer temperatures, and this is going to begin to shift into south central as well as into the interior as we progress early into next week. Now, this is another angle of that storm that we're going to see. You can see all that moisture wrapping around into the Aleutian, spanning up the Alaska Peninsula, and then also that string of purple where we're going to see some snow moving into areas like Dillingham, a little bit in Bethel, not a whole lot, but then we will see some wind gusts shifting into those areas of the southwest portion of Alaska as well. Now, these impacts are going to stretch into southeast as well, into south central by the end of the weekend, moving into early next week. But I just wanted to show you statewide right now, it's looking like a wintry wonderland, lots of snow on the ground, and we can expect to see just a little bit more snow moving into south central by Monday, and that's just going to be about 1 to 3 inches or so, but I'll talk about that just a little bit more during our full weather segment. But looking ahead for our skycast for tomorrow, we're going to see those mostly clear skies, but then into the afternoon hours, we are going to see that increase in cloud cover, but temperatures going to peak around 19 degrees. So it is going to be just a little bit chilly in Anchorage, but warmer temperatures moving in next week. Now, Michaela, it's been a minute since we did our Brain and Brawn fun fact. So our Brain and Brawn fun fact for today is that Venus is the only planet in our solar system that rotates clockwise. Everything else rotates counterclockwise. So in Venus, the sun would rise on the west and then set in the east.
I do find that really interesting. I think space facts are really interesting. But the thing that caught my attention was that background for your graphic. It's no longer fall.
I know, it's new. And I know it's not Christmas time and those were Christmas trees and candy canes, but you know, it's never too early for Christmas, in my opinion.
And it's definitely already winter.
Exactly, yeah.
Thank you, Bailey. The first ever Alaska LAN, a bring your own computer gaming party, is underway this weekend in Fairbanks. The classic style local area network event, or LAN, runs from Friday through Sunday. Land parties, which fell out of favor with the rise of fast internet, involve players bringing their own equipment to one physical location to connect and play together. The event is a collaboration between the local Alaska Land Society and UAF Esports, who provided access to the campus facilities.
LandFest is a national charity that helps groups like ours hold regular LAN events. Building healthy communities through gaming is the official tagline, which is precisely what we're trying to do.
The organizers stress the event is an effort to dispel the stereotype of the isolated gamer, favoring the shared, lighthearted, and fun energy of a physical gathering. Beyond community building, Alaska Land is serving as a charitable fundraiser. They are hosting a packaged food drive for the Fairbanks Breadline and running a snack bar to benefit both the Breadline and the Children's Hospital charity Child's Play. And the city of Anchorage is getting ready to open its first group of tiny houses for people experiencing homelessness. In case you missed it, Lauren Maxwell has an update on how the project is coming along.
You can see them at a construction site near Ship Creek, a row of tiny houses that sometime this winter
elevated bed, storage underneath,
will become someone's home.
We bought 1,500 watt heaters to put them in just to test it, and these things stay incredibly warm.
In the next few weeks, 32 12 by 8 foot tiny homes known as micro units will be transported from here to here, a city-owned piece of land near Elmore and Tudor, where people experiencing homelessness can live while recovering from addiction. The city wants residents to move in
as soon as possible. Our hope is within December, January, somewhere in there.
The city believes micro units could be a fast and effective way to house more people experiencing homelessness.
I think this is an option for any organization that has some spare space and some access to volunteers and maybe access to some indoor facilities. I mean, this is an option to consider.
So you guys are more than welcome to step inside.
Today's tour included church leaders and other organizations who have an interest in the project, and some said they might even have room.
I think it's a way to make it work. I'm really intrigued with being able to see how well they're built, and I like the fact that they are movable. They're transitional, so that's a selling point for us.
The city says they hope the idea of tiny houses will spread throughout Anchorage to bring more people in from the cold. Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's news source.
The city used about $1.2 million in money from an opioid settlement to pay for construction of the tiny home village.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.